To start building your site, one of the first things you need to know how to do is how to create pages for your website. So here's a website I'm working on at the minute. We've got very few pages in the navigation bar, and we want to add a few more pages on our website. So we're going to add an About Us page to give a bit of background information to our company. So to do that, you need to log in to your website, and we need to go to the back end of your website. We're going to go to the Pages section, and this takes us to a section which summarizes all of the pages that are on your website. And from here you can do things like edit that page by clicking the edit link, and you can trash that page, so you can bin it if you want to delete that page. But we're going to add a new page, so we're going to click this button here to add a new page. And from here we get the ability to add all of the content for our page. So first of all, we're going to add a title for our page, so let's call that About Us. And then in this section here, this is where we're going to add all of the content relating to that page. So this is where all our wording is going to go. So I'm just going to put some standard wording in here about selfie websites. So selfie websites is a DIY website service that helps small business owners to manage their own websites. Okay, and on the top here in the toolbar we have various different settings that we can use to format the text in this window. Now if you've used Microsoft Word in the past, a lot of these options will be familiar to you, but just in case you haven't, I'll quickly go through what some of these are. So we've got the option to bold your text to make it stand out. You can put it in italics to make it slant to the side. You can strike through, so if you want to sort of say perhaps registered retail price equals £60, you pay £20 for example, you could strike through that. Got the option to add bullets, so you can highlight some text and put it into a bulleted list if that's what you want to do. You can also put it into a numbered list, which does the same thing but numbered order. You can choose to align your text, so we want to have it left aligned, which it will be as standard, or you can make it centered, or you can have it right aligned. You can add hyperlinks in your text, so if you want to link to a different page, you can simply say click here to visit the selfie website's homepage. Let's just left align that. So if you highlight the text that you want to link, you can click on the link editor. That'll open up the ability to add a link. Now if you already know what a link is, you can simply type it in here. However, if you don't know what it is, so let's just go to Google for example. So perhaps this is a website we wanted to link to. We can simply highlight that web address. We can right click and choose copy, go back to our website, simply pop your cursor in there at the beginning, right click and choose paste, and that will paste the link in there. Now you've got the option to add the link in a new window, and what that will do is when someone clicks on it, it'll either open in the same window or it will take them to a new window. You can also link to a specific page or a specific post on your website, so if you're linking within your website you can simply choose the page or the post you want to link to from this list here. Now once you've chosen that, it'll automatically add the URL in this field here, and you can simply click add link to add that link in there. Now if you want to remove a link, you can simply click this link here to remove a link. We've also got options to format the text color, so if we want to change any of the text color we can do that by choosing from a basic palette of different colors. And we can also change the the style. So typically, if we wanted to add a heading, we can add a heading 1, which changes the font to be a large heading. Heading 2 is slightly smaller, heading 3 is smaller still, and so on. So just to show you what that would look like, we can do that, and we'll have a look at what our page looks like in just a second. Now, if you're familiar with HTML code, which I'm assuming for purposes of this tutorial you're not, but if you are and you're happy coding in HTML, which again I'm assuming you're not, but you can click on the text tab and that will show you all of your content in HTML. So if you ever want to add any HTML coding into your page, you can do it that way. But we're going to stick within the visual tab because it's what a lot of us are a lot more comfortable using. Okay, so that's how you can add text into your page, and you can paste text in, you can write as much text as you want here. Now when you finish making the changes, you're going to want to save that. Now if we click Save Draft, what that will do is that will save a copy of this page, but it won't make it live on your website yet. So if you're going to be building this page or creating this page over a number of days, for example, you don't necessarily want it to go live on your website, but you want to save it so you can come back to it and make any changes tomorrow perhaps. That's what you want to do. Now when your web page is ready and you want to make it live, you can simply click the Publish button here, and that will publish your web page on your website. So let's click Publish and let's have a look and see what that does. So we've just clicked Publish and the button has changed to say Update, but apart from that nothing else has changed. So how do we view our page? Well, we can do that by going up to the top of this toolbar and clicking the View Page button, and that will allow us to view our page. So here's how our page is looking currently. So here's our heading, the About Us. Here's heading 1. Here's heading 1. This is the title of our page that we put in at the start. Here's heading 2, heading 3. And that's our page. Now if we want to make any changes, we can simply go to the top again and choose Edit Page to go back into the page editor. Then we can make any changes that you want. When you've made those changes, this time simply click Update to make that change. And that's how you can go in and make any changes to their pages on your website. Now if we go back to the main pages screen, it could be that you've got 100, maybe 200 pages, and you want to update, for example, a price. You can go back to this page screen, find the page you want to update, hover over that page and choose the Edit button or the Edit link, and that will take you straight back to the editor for that particular page. You can then make any changes that you want and click Update. Now you've also got the option to change the layout of your page. So currently here's our page here. It's about 2/3 the width of our website, and then on this side here, this 1/3, this is what's called a widget area. So this is a section of our website which will appear on every page, and we can configure widgets separately. Now I'm not going to go into widgets now, we'll cover widgets in a separate video tutorial, so be sure to have a look at that one at some point. But what I'm going to show you is how you can get rid of a widget area for this page in case you want this whole page to span across the entire width of the website. So perhaps you want to get rid of a widget area. How would you do that? So to do that, we're going to go back to the Edit page or Page Editor, and we're going to scroll down, and under Page Attributes here on the right hand side we can change the template. It's currently set to default, and we're going to change that to full width, and what that will do is that will change the layout of our page so it becomes a full width page. And then we can look and see how that change looks by clicking View Page, and the widget area has now gone from our page. Right, so we now know how to add new pages, we know how to edit existing pages, we've seen how we can add some wording into a page and format that wording and change things like the page layout. The next thing I want to show you is how to add images to your pages. So we're going to add a selfie website's logo in here. So first of all, you need to put your cursor in the location that you want to add the image. Once you've done that, simply click the Add Media button up here, and then you've got two options: either to upload a file from your computer or choose a file from your media library. Now your media library is any files you've already uploaded to your website. So if this is the first time you're accessing the media library, this is probably going to be empty. So we're going to upload a new file, so we're going to click Upload File, and we're going to choose a file to upload, and I'm going to choose this one here. So I'm going to double click that, and that will upload the image to our website. We can then choose insert that into paste, or click insert into post. That will upload the image into our page, and there we have it. Our image is uploaded to our page. Now don't forget, when you've made any changes, to update those changes by clicking the update button to save your changes. Now that logo I just added was slightly too large. I would like it to be a bit smaller than that, so I'm going to, if you click on your image, you can click the pencil icon, and that will take you to the settings for this particular image, and you can change the size of that to something slightly different. So we're going to change to medium size, and we're going to click update to make that change. So that's one way we can change the size of the image, but perhaps we want to change the size to something a bit more specific. We can do that by clicking on the pencil icon again, and this time, instead of changing the size here, we're going to go and edit the original, and that will allow us to scale the size down to a different size. Now I'd always recommend you scale images down if you increase the scale of an image, so therefore increasing the size of it. You will lose the resolution and the quality of the image won't be as good. So it's much better to start with a big image and scale it down rather than do it the other way around. So let's just scale this down to, let's say, I don't know, 100, and let's click scale to scale that down, and that's made that change. So we now click back. We can now see that the full size has changed to 100 by 176, and we can now click update, and you can see that our logo is now reduced in size. So that's our image on the page, but what if we want to wrap the text around it? So rather than it being underneath the text, we want to wrap it around. We can simply click that, and if we align it left, let's just pop some text down here. If we click on the pencil icon, and where it says align, we align that left, click update, you can see the text now wraps to the side of it. So if we have some more text in here, it will wrap all the way around the image. So that's how you can insert images into your pages. Another feature you might want to make use of in terms of images is if you want to add a hyperlink to an image, so effectively creating a button out of an image. So if someone clicks on this image, we're going to want them to go somewhere. So we can do that by clicking on the image, so you've got all the boxes around it to show it's highlighted. Click on the hyperlink manager, and then we can add a link onto that. So let's add the Google website, for example, and let's just click add link to add that link and update that change. And if we now view our page, if I now click on the image, that's going to take us to Google, and obviously you can change that URL to be anything you want. So now we know how to create pages and add them to the navigation bar. Now the last thing I want to show you in this tutorial is how you can add child pages or subheadings in your navigation. So we've got a page here for About Us, and perhaps what we want is when someone hovers over About Us, that a whole menu of additional pages appear underneath it. How do we create that sort of sub-menu that appears underneath? Well, to do that, we're going to create child pages. So we create a page in exactly the same way. So we'll go back to the back end of our website, and we're going to create a new page. So we're going to add a new page, and we're going to call this page Meet the Team, and it's going to come under the heading of About Us. We'd add our wording in here as you would do normally. Now under page attributes, we've got the option to select a parent page. So this is a page that you'd like the page we're working on currently to appear under. So we wanted this Meet the Team page to appear under the About Us section. So we click on About Us, that's going to pop this page here, Meet the Team, under the heading About Us. So we now publish that and go back to the front end of our website. you'll see that next to About Us we've got a little two little arrows to show that there's some additional menu items if you hover over it. So if we hover over that, Meet the Team has now appeared underneath, and we can create as many subheadings as we like as part of that navigation. So you can see by doing that you can create a very complex navigation bar for your website.